Don't work too hard on that little ladded project. Remember, my resources are your resources. You just focus on making me the happiest man alive.
If I fold my work into his company, I survive. If I keep my name, I fight alone. For one fleeting moment, she wasn't Mrs. Sebastian Black. She was just Lillian, and that still belonged to her.
Almost there. I used to hate coming here as a boy. Found it drafty and full of ghosts. Now, I see its value.
The Black family's modest beginnings.
It needs to breathe. We shouldn't fight its history. We should weave the new into the old.
See? This is why I knew you were the only one for this. For all of it. Andras values tradition, legacy, a stable partnership. This is the perfect narrative. You are the missing piece, Lillian, the perfect piece to complete the picture for Andras. My story wouldn't be nearly as compelling without you.
I'll make sure it's a story he can't resist. If I'm just a piece on his board, then it's time I start moving. Acquisition. Not wedding. Not future. Acquisition. He had used their first date as a romantic password. Tonight it unlocked the autopsy of our relationship. My talent was aesthetic alignment. My struggle was leverage. Our love was a cost-effective pathway.
Every kiss. Every promise. Due diligence.
The gilded cage had bars after all, and tonight, I finally touched them.
Maya, it's all a lie. He's not marrying me. He's acquiring me.
That calculating, soulless bastard. First rule of war, do not let the enemy see you bleed. You go back to bed, you act normal, you give him no reason to suspect you know.
How can I do that?
By remembering you're smarter than he thinks. By remembering your worth is bigger than any number he put in that spreadsheet. Maya, this isn't a love story anymore, Lil. It's a takeover defense. And he just made the fatal mistake of underestimating his target.
Okay.
Morning. You're up early.
The light here is incredible. I woke up with so many ideas for the wedding design. The castle, it's speaking to me. I think we've been approaching the castle wrong. We shouldn't modernize it. We should celebrate its history. It's the kind of story Andres would understand. It wouldn't just be a wedding. It would be a statement. What if I presented the concept myself? To you and the team. Mood boards, layout, the full vision. I want it perfect for you. For Anders.
Lillian, that's brilliant. That's exactly the narrative. You've perfectly captured it.
Applaud, Sebastian. You just approved my first move.
Don't forget dinner with the venture capital group from Singapore tonight. Your portfolio might just inspire them.
I'll be back in time.
I was just thinking about you, Sebastian Black, the city's most eligible bachelor, and he snagged my favorite young artist.
It was a surprise for me, too.
After the way he was asking about you that day, I had a feeling.
Asking about me that day?
He came in about an hour before you did, said he was looking for emerging talent for a corporate project. He studied your portfolio, asked about your background, your temperament, whether you were commercially minded or a pure artist. Then you walked in later, and I thought it was the most romantic coincidence. She has exactly the kind of raw, authentic talent we need to humanize our brand.
Sebastian?
What if I presented the initial design concept myself, to the whole team? It would make the vision more authentic, more cohesive. What could be more convincing than seeing that I'm not just an accessory, but an active, contributing partner with a vision that complements yours?
That is an absolutely brilliant strategy. Andres will eat it up. I'll have my assistant set it up. You'll have the full team's attention.
He thinks he's arming himself. He just handed me a microphone.
This room was built to amplify Sebastian Black. Today, it would hear me.
This is more than a wedding. It's a statement. And Lillian has a vision I think you'll all find compelling. The floor is yours.
Traditionally, one might try to modernize a space like this. I believe that's a mistake. The story we want to tell isn't about erasing the past. It's about a dialogue between legacy and innovation, between roots and wings. It's a story about a partnership that honors where it comes from while fearlessly building the future. Mr. Anders, I hope this vision demonstrates that true strength doesn't come from discarding the past, but from building upon its integrity.
You haven't just found 100 presentations on corporate synergy and brand alignment. This is the first time I've out a true partner. Someone who understands that the most valuable asset any enterprise can have is its heart. I couldn't agree more. Lillian is the heart of everything I do. You were brilliant.
I just told our story.
When I first saw your portfolio in that dusty gallery, I knew. The data was there, the aesthetic alignment was perfect, the accessibility potential undeniable. But today you introduced a variable my models hadn't accounted for.
A variable?
Charisma, the human factor, an unexpected optimization.
The ROI on this, how do you quantify a variable that rewrites its own code?
He doesn't love people. He studies what they do to his system.
Run it by me again. Slower. Anders' exact words.
He said Sebastian found a true partner. Someone who understands the most valuable asset any enterprise can have is its heart. Perfect. He validated you separately. That's leverage. And Eleanor gives us premeditation. We need an affidavit.
We make you too expensive to acquire.
How?
By creating a bidding war. Vivian Croxt. You're gonna accept Vivian's invitation to discuss a collaboration, publicly. A fiancé being courted by Sebastian's biggest rival right before the wedding? That doesn't just hurt him, it destabilizes the narrative he's selling Anders.
The wedding still happens. Why would you go through with it? Because I'm not letting him control the story. If he wants a wedding, he'll get one. He just has no idea what kind of show I'm going to put on.
I saw your presentation at the forum. There's an integrity to your work that's become a rare commodity.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm building a new division focused on sustainable, narrative-driven residential design, the Hearth Project. I don't want another corporate designer. I want a visionary. I want you to lead it.
I don't know what to say.
Say you'll think about it. The offer includes complete creative control and equity stake and a legacy that is unequivocally yours.
I've crossed paths with Sebastian Black. He's a brilliant tactician. But he sees people as resources. I see them as collaborators. There's a difference.
When you're ready to write your own story, instead of being a character in someone else's, the pen will be waiting.
The wedding planner sent the final seating chart. I made a few adjustments. Moved the Singapore investors closer to our table. Better for networking.
Actually, I'd prefer to keep the Sinclair family where they were. Eleanor is a dear friend, and I want her near us. This is a wedding, Sebastian, not a shareholder meeting.
I understand the sentimental value, but the Singapore group represents a potential investment that could
Increase the RPI on our marriage? Is there a metric for where childhood friends should sit to maximize narrative cohesion?
You've been under a lot of stress. Let me handle this. You don't need the burden.
The burden of my own life? No, Sebastian. I think I can manage the seating part. This is spectacular. It's also a nuclear bomb. If you sign now, he'll come after you and probably after Croft and Go with everything he has. I'm going to accept it, but not yet.
Then what's the play?
I'm going to tell him myself, but not in a lawyer's office, not in a text. He turned our relationship into a public merger. I'm going to turn its distribution into a very public IPO. You're going to make a scene. I'm going to make a statement. I'm going to accept Vivian's offer at the altar.
Are you sure you can do it? Look him in the eye and detonate your life?
He didn't just break my heart. He tried to erase me. He tried to erase me. Signing in secret still feels like hiding. I'm done being afraid.
It's flawless. The lace is a brilliant touch. Tradition, heritage, without being ostentatious. Anders will appreciate the nuance. You look like a queen. My queen.
I just want to be yours.
You already are. To our perfectly aligned futures.
You look radiant. But are you all right?
It's a lot, Eleanor.
When he came to the gallery that day, he was so intense. I thought it was passion. But sometimes intensity can be cold. I just want you to be happy. True happiness, not just the picture of it. Don't lose yourself in his story.
Thank you. I won't.
Anders was impressed. He said we seem perfectly balanced.
Yes. Perfectly balanced.
Anders is here. His wife, too. Vivian checked into the Village Inn. Sebastian's board, the investors, all of them. He's gathered his whole kingdom to witness his triumph. The signed Croc & Co. offer is here, along with Project Acquisitio and Eleanor's Aftivate. The moment you signal, the right people get copies. The press release is queued. Good.
It's all coming together. It's perfect.
Yes. Perfect.
I know I can be focused, driven, but tomorrow isn't just a merger. It's not just a strategy. What I feel for you, it's the one variable I never could have calculated. The one thing that's truly priceless.
I know.
Speak Finaction, speak now or forever hold your peace. If anyone present can show just cause why this man and this woman may not be lawfully joined together, let them speak now or forever hold their peace.
Actually, I can.
Lillian, stop this.
Sebastian, you once asked me to be your wife, but that wasn't the real question, was it? The real question was whether I would agree to be your company's most recent acquisition. This document details the strategic acquisition of my talent, my name, and my future. Our marriage was the most cost-effective pathway to asset consolidation. I was the optimal solution for impressing your investors. The acquisition of Lillian Jones is hereby terminated. I left him his chapel, his guests, his shattered narrative. I kept my name. The chapel door slammed behind Lillian, and the noise she left inside sounded like a life collapsing without her. The car is waiting, right now. They had planned for this exact second. No hesitation, no looking back.
Lillian! You can't do this!
For the first time, his power stopped at the edge of her choice.
The castle he meant as her future looked smaller with every yard. More prison than promise. Don't turn around. If you turn around, he'll still own this moment. She had walked out alive. That was enough for now.
Call Vivian now. We move before his team rewrites this.
Vivian's ready. My legal team is ready. He does not get the first story.
I wasn't mourning the wedding. I was mourning the woman who believed him.
I'm here.
By the time Scotland disappeared, the life Sebastian built around her was already starting to lose its grip.
The scandal exploded exactly the way they knew it would.
We are not offering gossip. We are offering evidence. Read the project, then decide who was controlling whom.
Respect arrived before sympathy, and that mattered more.
If I was going to survive this, I needed something he never built for me. My own name. The work changed because she had changed. Stronger lines, less illusion, nothing borrowed.
Six months after the wedding that never happened, Lillian walked into the room with no need to hide from it.
Tonight's yours, Lillian.
I worked for it. Confidence felt different when nobody had handed it to her. His company survived. Its valuation did not. Anders had pulled out, and the damage stayed on him. Anger, pity, memory. None of it was strong enough to pull me back.
You won.
Once, he would have crossed any room and called it control. Tonight, he stayed still.
It wasn't forgiveness. It wasn't peace. It was the only honest thing left between them.
He belongs to my past now. Painful, necessary, finished.
Lillian, they're about to announce your category.
I'm ready. For the first time in a long time, walking forward did not feel like escape. It felt like arrival. She was not running from the past that tried to define her. She was walking into the future she built with her own hands.
And the nominee is